The email went out at precisely 11:59 p.m. The subject line was short. Termination of software license effective midnight. No fanfare, no drama, just finality. I shut my laptop slowly, like I was sealing the lid on a decade of suppressed frustration. 10 years of building the core engine behind Archer systems, alone. 10 years of designing, debugging, stabilizing. And now, after being pushed out by a smug new executive team, I had flipped the last switch. Not sabotage, just removal. Clean, legal, justified. After all, they never owned the code. They just assumed I wouldn't leave. Friday morning. I was up before the sun, sipping black coffee in the quiet stillness of my apartment. Down below, the city pulsed with life, commuters, chasing another cycle they thought was predictable. I knew better. At 7 a.m., I logged into my remote monitoring panel. I didn't touch anything, I just watched. 32 a.m., ping, core modules, offline, authentication errors, client portals crashing, system-wide denial. I sipped my coffee. By 8:15, the first message came in. Emily, their new systems liaison, sounded panicked. Jenna, everything's breaking. Internal access, client dashboards, Logan's freaking out. What's happening? You should check the logs, I said, keeping my voice flat. She did. Oh, my God. It says the license is invalid. But that doesn't make sense. It does, I replied. I revoked it. Silence. But why didn't anyone know? They knew, Emily. They just never believed the quiet one would actually walk away. By 9 a.m., news started to spread. Tech blogs, market alerts, Archer systems experiencing catastrophic platform failure. At 9:31, my phone rang. Unknown. Number, I answered. Jenna, came Logan's voice. He sounded calm but strained, like a man gripping the edges of a collapsing world. We have a situation. Yes, I said. You do. Our entire infrastructure is failing. The client, access systems, the analytics suite, you built everything. And now it's gone. It was never yours to begin with. We had a contract. You were supposed to oversee the transition. You ended the contract, remember? A pause. He dropped the arrogance and reached for something more familiar, charm. Look, we can work this out. Name your price. I'll talk to the board. I almost laughed. Now he wanted to negotiate. After humiliating me in front of a boardroom. After hiring a junior developer to replace me because I wasn't flashy enough for investors. I'm not interested in money, I said. Then what? Revenge? No. Just clarity. By noon, Archer Systems was a trending disaster. Social. Media exploded. Massive tech outage. Clients furious. Possible breach? Reporters speculated. Employees leaked DMs and email screenshots. And I watched it all unfold from my balcony, legs tucked beneath me, the wind carrying the distant hum of chaos I no longer belonged to. I received messages from ex-colleagues. This is wild. I always knew you were the backbone. They're calling it an internal implosion. I said nothing. By 2 p.m., Logan called again. Voicemail. Jenna, I can't stop this. Legal says we need your signature to reinstate anything. Please. I was wrong. I was arrogant. I didn't understand what you meant to this company. I deleted it without listening to the end. You don't plead for help after you set fire to the person who held the fire extinguisher. By Friday evening, the Archer office resembled a war zone, so I was told. Support lines jammed. Investors enraged. Clients threatening class action lawsuits. Their main page displayed a single line of code. 404. Foundation not found. Poetic. At 6 p.m., another message. Jenna, I resigned. The board blamed me. They're bringing in outside consultants. You win. But this wasn't about winning. This was about freedom. I wasn't the bitter ex-employee anymore. I wasn't the ignored engineer, or the background presence whose ideas got stolen and repackaged. I was a ghost they couldn't catch. And better yet, I wasn't alone anymore. Saturday morning, I walked into a small office on the east side of the city. No glass towers, no buzzwords. Just a woman I met 5 years ago at a quiet tech conference. She remembered my name. Jenna Andrews. The Phoenix herself, she smiled. I smiled back. I have an idea. We sat, we talked, and I pitched it. A company where engineers had equity, where voices weren't just heard, they were expected, where ethics beat ego, where technology served people, not shareholders. By the end, she leaned forward. We'll fund it, full round, and we'll protect your vision. And just like that, Foundations was born. 3 months later, Archer Systems was a shell. They released a statement about restructuring. Logan's replacement did a press tour, fumbling through jargon about modernization and AI initiatives. But the clients had already moved on, many to us. My inbox overflowed with resumes, people wanting to be part of something real. Former Archer engineers, new grads, people tired of being silenced. And I built it, not as a copy of the past, but as a rebuke to it. We ran lean, we ran bold, we ran quiet. But they heard us anyway. 6 months after the license expired, I received one final message. Not from Logan, from the chairman of Archer's board. Ms. Andrews, we would like to speak. In confidence. Perhaps there's a way forward. There. Wasn't. I closed the message without responding. I didn't need apologies. I didn't need deals. I had everything I needed. Control, vision, integrity, and most of all, peace. The kind you earn when you stop begging for recognition and start building something they can never steal.